Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how to make this cute little black bear out of gum paste. And if you see me using any tools or supplies that you can use to make this little guy, check the link in the description below. It should be able to help you out. Alright, to begin, I am going to start with a big old wad of black gum paste. I am not using fondant. This is gum paste. You could use fondant if you want for this decoration, but you would have to add some Tylose powder or Tylo, I'm not sure how to say it, or CMC powder to it to make it behave like gum paste. Otherwise, I think he'd be a little too kind of soggy or squishy. But anyway, getting back to the decoration. I've got my ball of black that I've kind of shaped into a cone, like a nice soft kind of rounded off cone at the top. I'm taking a lollipop stick. It's an 8-inch just cardboard lollipop stick, ramming it straight on down through the center. And now I'm going to take it and put it through a piece of paper towel and then into my styrofoam block that I usually build my stuff on. I use this just to provide stability. It makes him sit up nice and straight and tall and makes everything, not fall over. Okay, now I'm taking some more of my black. I rolled it out pretty thin. It has a little thickness to it, but it's not too thick. And I'm cutting out a couple of circles. I'm just kind of going with whatever size I think looks best to make the bear's back legs. So if you think they need to be bigger, find a bigger circle. If you think they're perfect, then go with it. I'm just there's nothing really measured out. It's just whatever looks right to you. I'm taking this ball of black gum paste here and I cut it in half. This will give me two pretty darn close to equal size balls to work with that I'm going to smush, as you see there. And then I'm using the back of my knife blade to make two indentations. So now I have 3 little toes, and these are going to become his little feet. So I have his little paws sticking up in the air like that because he's sitting on his hiney, just all cute with little feet in the air. And that's just a little trick I've come across over the years. If you ever need 2 pieces the same size, make one larger piece and cut it in half as accurately as you can, and that'll get you really close to being equal. This is going to become the bear's front legs. So I have my gum paste that I rolled out into a log, cut it in half. I take the rounded end and just bend it 90 degrees, and that's going to become his little paw. And I kind of have it now looking like a couple little boots, a little pair of boots there. So I'm using the back of my knife blade, just like I did before, to make 2 indentations. So now he's got 3 little toes on the front paws and 3 little toes on the back paws. Not anatomically correct, of course. But hey, it gets the job done, right? It's cute. Now I cut it at an angle, as you saw there, all the way down to the ankle. So from the top of the leg all the way down, I cut at an angle so that the legs will now snug up to the body, as you can see right there, nice and tight. So they're not sticking out real far. Now I let this guy sit overnight to harden up. I've had a lot of experience with black gum paste. I mix the color myself, and in order to get a true good black, you gotta add a lot of coloring to it. It makes it really soft. And if I added the head to it now, the weight of the head would press down on the body and cause wrinkles to form in it. So I let it sit overnight so the body's nice and firm. I made a ball, as you see. I kind of flattened it a little bit on the front and the back. I made 2 indentations just using my paintbrush, the back of my paintbrush, to make where the eyes will be. And stick it on a little bit of water. I am adding now a little bit of black gum paste to some white gum paste to make this a nice shade of gray. So I don't want to use white, and technically, black bear is black. It doesn't have any white or light color on it. But I do want him to stand out a little bit, have some details. So I mix the colors together to make a muzzle, and you'll see in a minute too, his paws and ears. It was too big. I didn't like how it looked. It was also too flat. It looked more teddy bear-ish than black bear-ish. In my very cute and cartoony kind of looking character, I'm going for that one touch of realism in his muzzle. That's where it goes. It goes off the tracks for me. So I make his nose a little smaller, sticks out a little bit more. It's flat on the back, as you see. Just kind of smush it up. It sits right under the eyes. And the little bit that I'm working with right there now, like I mentioned before, is going to become for his paws. So I'm going to just have, I just made a ball and kind of smushed it between my fingers, that's all. And I made a good size one, so that will be the big pad on his foot. I'm going to make a big pad for the other foot. And now, of course, since my bear only has 3 toes, I'm going to add 3 little dots to each toe above the big pad. So I'm just making a little ball, stick it on, press it down. There you go. Going to do it again and again and again. And this little black bear, you could change the color if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be a black bear. I just did it because I was making kind of a woodland, or actually it was a lumberjack cake, which I'll show you guys in another video. It was kind of fun to do because it was a sheet cake that someone just gave me that from the grocery store that I got to decorate and make it all fun and pretty. But anyway, like I was saying, you can make them any type of color you want, make them as big or small as you want. And like I said before too, this is gum paste. It's not fondant. I strongly recommend if you're going to make decorations like this to go with actual gum paste because it will dry and harden and hold its shape a lot nicer than fondant. And if you add the Tylose powder to it, it will work for you. I just prefer this. It's just, it's just what I prefer. Now I put a little black nose, as you see, on his snoot, and now I'm going to get to work on his ears. I flattened off a ball of gum paste a bit, and I cut out 2 circles, as you can see right there, 2 kind of small circles. And I cut off, using my X-Acto knife, the bottom circle part. So they're not cut in half, but almost in half. I'm taking little bits of that light gray that I made, adding a little bit of water to them so that it'll actually stick. And then I'm going to take my little ball of gray, plop it right in the center, and using the back of the handle of my paintbrush, I'm just going to press down on the gray circle and just kind of spread it out until it fills in the black ear as far as I want it to. So, again, make the ears whatever size you want, make them real big, make them real small, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to add the little bit of gray inside the ears, don't. I just did it because it makes it stand out a little more. Otherwise, he's pretty darn dark and solid to look at. Doesn't have a lot of details that stand out without the color contrast. So there you go. You see how it stands out? It's actually, I think he's very cute. Now I'm going to add one more little detail to him. I'm going to add a little bit of water into each of those eye sockets that I made, and then I'm adding 2 black beads for eyes. I have just a couple little candy beads that I'm sticking in there, and I wanted to use the beads instead of gum paste because now it's nice and shiny, and it again stands out against the matte black of the gum paste itself. So once he's all done, one little touch, let's make him happy. Using my food coloring marker, I just drew a little smile on his face. Make sure those ears and eyes are in nice and tight, and you got an adorable little black bear for your next cake. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it really does help me out. I've got a lot of other videos out there, so take a look, all different kinds of genres and such. And as always, thank you very much for watching Caketastic Cakes.